Now, the National Convention of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, ended in Abuja on Saturday morning with 3 factional presidents, though it was marred with crisis, resulting in a shooting. The convention, which started last Monday, climaxed with the election of the National Executive of the Association on Saturday morning. Warring factions of the National Association of Nigerian Students also stormed the National Hospital, Abuja, on Friday in protest over alleged delay in medical personnel in treating their colleagues who were injured during a NANS factional crisis earlier on Thursday. Meanwhile, police officers are currently at the hospital in a bid to restore law and order. Joining us on the news is Ambassador Elvis Akpobi, Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative. Ambassador Elvis Akpobi, it's nice to have you around on the news. You may need to unmute your device. We can't hear you. Hello, can you hear me? Ambassador Akpobi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it's nice to know that you're there. Now, it's quite appalling that we witnessed a NANS presidential election characterized by violence. And I'm actually even wondering if it's a usual practice. What was your disposition to such an event that degenerated into the use of dangerous weapons?
I'm half annoyed and I'm overwhelmed with shame that the people we call, the elements, the vehicles, the people we regard as the future of Nigeria, just an election to elect the body. At the moment we have 3 factions. I'm not forgetting that this person, why I'm pained is we advocate for young people to be in governance, for young people that youth are the future of our country. I ask myself every day, should this set of people get this power to pilot the affairs of our country that we complain every day about, that we have bad leadership? What will be our fate if for a student election we're having people shot? Because I was allegedly, I heard, I don't know how true it is, that we had 2 persons that are shot dead, we have casualties for a student election. These same persons we metamorphose to become leaders tomorrow, and we now pilot affairs of a national or a state election. The guess is as good as your guess should be as good as mine that what our society will look like. And I was made to understand too that there are some political actors, there are people with influential names, nice nomenclature, and are influencing the violence activities of this, convention, which for me is not too good.
Well, let me just take it back a bit. In a related development anyway, some time ago, I wouldn't want to mention the name of the school involved, but a prominent tertiary institution was said to have suspended its SUG faction in the school as a result of violent acts like this. Now, if we begin to see violence perpetrated by students of tertiary institutions during election period, what do you think informs such attitude or such behavioral pattern? And how bad is it for our political and educational system?
It's very, very bad. Let me take you back. I always say that when you teach young people something over and over again, they become that thing. Let's ask ourselves, if not for values, and a handful of young Nigerians have chosen that, who subscribe on the path of integrity, on the path of being upright, what are the leaders, the people, a handful of people who call leaders today, what have they taught us? It is what they've taught young people that you see reflecting in this last election. They've taught us that we can cut corners to get to positions of power. And that elections are transactions, and elections should be marred with violence. And that's what you're saying. You see is a reflection of what you say in the just concluded convention. If for the future, as far as I'm concerned, these students are the future of Nigeria. If for a student group, we can have 3 factions, you can imagine if these same persons metamorphose to become leaders tomorrow, how many factions we're going to have. So, again, we're sitting on a keg of gunpowder in this country.
Well, I don't want to believe it's too late to right these wrongs and societal ills, or should we say educational ills as we see it. What do you think can be done? What do you think can be done in any way to deal with issues, of political rivalry?
Okay. It's not too late to deal with these issues. I was having a conversation with someone today that we are the Nigeria Airways, we the young people as citizens. We are the Nigeria Airways. If Nigeria must fly on a very good altitude, our character must come to play. We, every citizen, must put their hands on deck and make Nigeria work. I had this conversation with someone yesterday. What we should start doing is what society glorifies multiplies. Who are the people who are celebrating? People who call leaders today, how did they get to power? And that's why you can't continue teaching us something bad and you expect us to display something good. So we must start celebrating the right thing. We must know that we must not subscribe to mediocrity. We must know that incompetence dressed up as strategy is still incompetent and still totally unacceptable. We must know as a citizen that it's not about being on the political left or on the political right. It takes young people who knows that character, capacity, and competence must come to play for whoever sits on the driver's seat that will make decisions for us.
Finally, before I let you go, Ambassador Akpobi, now we have 3 factional NANS presidents in place, and the 3 of them have given the inaugural speech. Of course, this would definitely lead to chaos in the next few weeks or months or thereabouts. In this particular situation, what do you think is the best way to resolve this misunderstanding and impasse?
There are some set of persons that call themselves stakeholders in that. I cannot tell of their integrity or what their interest is, but I think it's time if they call themselves stakeholders, it's time they sit down and come on the round table so we have a middle ground. We have just one president that, will pilot the affairs of students. And this thing started, you see this chaos was saying, it was when the National Association body stopped talking about the welfare of students and start being patronized with the political class. When they start demanding from the political class and stop advocating for the welfare of Nigerian students, who should be their primary interest. This is where all this whole issue gets. It doesn't look like there's something, there's a juicy thing, there's something, it's a way to escape poverty and all that. But for me, I still know that Nigeria is blessed with good students, and I know they will get it right. I just want the stakeholders to know if really they want the best for Nigeria students, if really they want the best for Nigeria, if really they want to mirror excellence, they should call themselves, sit down and, just get one president, so we'll have a middle ground, so that for a president that, will advocate for the needs of Nigeria students.
Ambassador Elvis Akpobi, thank you so much for your contribution on the news.
Thank you for having me.